Oh no! Hello my friends, it is time for one of my very favorite videos of the whole entire year, and I am of course referring to my top 10 crockpot chili recipes of 2019. What? That's not what we're doing today? Oh, sorry. In that case, it's probably one of my slightly lesser favorite videos. Let's predict Nintendo's 2020. This is the third year I've done this, and though the big N is notoriously hard to predict, that doesn't seem to stop me from trying. So the way this works is I'm going to take you month by month through the entirety of 2020 and try to predict what games and other products will be revealed and also when they'll be released. Keep in mind that I'm only covering first-party Nintendo efforts here, as there are way too many variables when considering third parties. Also remember that predictions and actual expectations can be different. Some things seem more likely than others, but since Nintendo doesn't always do what's likely, sometimes you gotta make predictions that are a little out there. It's more fun that way. Then after I'm done with my predictions, I'll go over the predictions from last year and see how I did. And you're gonna want to stick around for that part, because there's gonna be some pretty heavy self-backpatting going on. I had a quick look into the old crystal ball a second ago when the camera wasn't on me, so without further ado, here are my predictions for Nintendo in 2020, which, statistically, have an 89% chance of being right based on past successes. You don't need to look that up, because you can just trust me that it's true. That's a real statistic, and I'm almost always right. I think we can all agree. January. The year will kick off with a nice big January Direct, which will open with, that's right, the reveal of Pikmin 4. You might just think I'm letting my own wants get in the way of what the crystal ball telleth me, but honestly, Nintendo's just plain running out of series to make games from. So I say Pikmin 4 is definitely coming in 2020. And while there will be no sign of the map editor I so crave, it will have a much greater emphasis on multiplayer than ever. The game will see the Hawkatations teaming up with the Kopites to save PNF 404 and its Pikmin inhabitants from an invasion of ravenous space bunnies, nasty alien creatures that come in all shapes and sizes and look just a little bit like bunnies. The game will scale the number of captains back down to 2, with Captain Olimar and Captain Charlie taking the lead, though each one of them will have a little helper robot that they can send out and control remotely, a la Luigi in Luigi's Mansion 3. This is the game's way of sort of raising the number of captains up to 4 without it feeling overwhelming for the player. Between days, the captains will fly up to their space station orbiting the planet where they can interact with other characters from the series. Brittany, Alf, Louie, the President, and even Olimar's family. For the first time in the series, the main campaign will be fully playable in 2-person co-op, and there will naturally be a number of 4-player multiplayer modes separate from the campaign. Pikmin 4 will be slated for summer 2020. Additionally, the January Direct will reveal Mario Golf Platinum Tour, slated for spring. It will more or less look like a run-of-the-mill Mario Golf game, albeit with some fun new power-ups and pretty snazzy-looking graphics. And because no early year Direct would be complete without some ports, it will give us a Super Mario 3D World port slated for April. That's right, I will predict this thing until the cows come home if I have to, because it is absolutely inevitable. Beyond game reveals, the Direct will give us major DLC packs for a few previously released games. The first will be 1, 2, 3, 4 Switch. This DLC for the Switch launch title will cost $20 and be downloadable as a separate package from the base game if you so desire. It will offer a new set of 4-player games, 2-on-2, 1-on-3, free-for-all, the works. And naturally, the wackiness levels will be through the roof. Second will be a wave of free DLC for Super Mario Maker 2, along with 2 new style packs, Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Land. These will be purchasable for $4.99 each, or as a 2-pack for $7.99. The Direct will also touch on Animal Crossing, though it'll just be some tidbits on its amiibo functionality or something. And of course, Directs mean Smash reveals, and this one will have 2. First, they'll announce the final fighter to close out the first Fighter's Pass, and it will be none other than Geno. This is my most confident prediction right here. Geno is coming to Smash, and you can hold me to that. After that, they'll kick things off with the next Fighters Pack, and the first of its newcomers will be Travis Touchdown, which will very conveniently drum up some extra interest in his upcoming game. Then beyond the Direct, January will see the release of Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which isn't actually a prediction. We already know that's launching in January, but it's important to fill out the whole timeline. February, the oft mispronounced month, will see the release of 1, 2, 3, 4 Switch, and that will basically be it from Nintendo. March. Early in March, we'll get a dedicated direct for Animal Crossing New Horizons, which will break down the game's myriad social features and lay out a hefty schedule of free content updates and events. Then, naturally, the game itself will release and there will be much rejoicing. And this is sort of a prediction within a prediction, but the game will go on to be the highest selling title in the franchise and launch the brand to new heights. Believe me, Animal Crossing is going to invade Twitter for like a month. After all the Animal Crossing fun, late March will bring us another tasty Nintendo Direct. It will open with something that sounds a little familiar. That's right, the long-rumored Metroid Prime Trilogy HD will finally be revealed. All 3 games with updated HD visuals and traditional dual-stick controls with optional gyro controls to help with aiming. The game will be given a July release window. Next, some paid multiplayer DLC for Luigi's Mansion 3 will be announced. It'll be pretty standard stuff, just some extra content for Scarescraper and mini-games for Scream Park, each available in $5 packs. Next will be the reveal of Super Mario Party 2, slated for August. It'll be a Mario Party game. Not too much to say beyond that, I guess. Midway through the Direct, we'll get another Smash reveal, and this one will be Rayman. He's not the most iconic character in the world, but he's a perfect fit for the game, and his inclusion will be indicative of the chummy relationship between Nintendo and Ubisoft. To commemorate the reveal, there will be a Rabbids Invade Smash Spirit event in Smash Ultimate with various Rabbids from Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle. The March Direct will close with another fun surprise, a substantial chunk of paid DLC for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It will be very similar to the DLC packs on Wii U, only it will all come in one package for $20 with no option for piecemeal purchasing. It will provide a number of new characters, tracks, and vehicles based on Super Mario Odyssey, as well as some new multiplayer battle modes. Most excitingly though, it will come with even more characters from outside the Mario universe: Kirby, Meta Knight, Captain Falcon, and the whole Star Fox team. The DLC pack will be slated for an October release. April. With all the Direct-related excitement out of the way, we'll have a pretty quiet little month with nothing much beyond the release of the Super Mario 3D World port. Naturally, there will be a lot of marketing focusing on multiplayer using 2 Joy-Cons, and despite being such a casual little port with little to no extra content, it will sell like 1 billion units. Because Mario! People like their Marios. May. Here Game Freak will give us a Pokemon Direct to announce Diamond and Pearl remakes. Wow, really going out on that limb with this prediction, huh, Arlo? They'll be called Pokemon Eternal Diamond and Boundless Pearl, and they'll be set for release in October. Beyond the reveal, May will also see the release of Mario Golf Platinum Tour. June. As always, this is the big one. Okay, not always. Sometimes this is the big one, and it's gonna be decently big in 2020. Here we'll get a meaty Nintendo Direct during E3, and it will open with a full reveal of the sequel to Breath of the Wild. I did not see that coming. It will be called Breath of the Void. That weird spirit hand thing that was holding Ganondorf in place was an ancient sage, the last one left after all these millennia. For reasons unclear, it sends Link into either the future or an alternate reality where the calamity has fully consumed Hyrule. Players will explore a dark, twisted version of the Breath of the Wild overworld, where monsters are nastier and more plentiful than ever. The last vestiges of humanity are gathered together under the ruins of Hyrule Castle in a vast series of underground chasms. This place is the beauty at the heart of the monstrous world around you, and you must explore both spaces to finally end Ganondorf's stranglehold on Hyrule. And the big surprise, Breath of the Void will be given a firm November release window. That's right, it will be released within 2020, despite me spending a whole year saying it wouldn't happen. After that, we'll finally get a full reveal of Bayonetta 3, and it will be given an early 2021 release window. Similarly, we'll get a full reveal of the Xenoblade Chronicles Remaster, which will be set for December. Then we'll get our big Smash reveal, and it will be none other than Dr. Eggman, continuing Smash Ultimate's theme of heroes and villains. The show will come to a close with the usual thanks for watching fake out, but then it will give us one more thing, and it will be a complete remake of Super Mario RPG, co-developed by Square themselves. The game will keep its isometric camera, but feature a toy-like art style extremely similar to that of the Link's Awakening remake. It will be given a vague 2021 release window. After that terrific E3, June will also see the release of Pikmin 4, and I'll be so happy, you guys. I'll be so happy because all my problems will be solved and everything in my life will be good forever. It's gonna happen. It has to happen. Please, just give me one little Pikmin 4. Just one tiny Pikmin 4 is all I ask. July! This month will see the release of Metroid Prime Trilogy HD, and having Pikmin and Metroid so close together will no doubt prompt another visit from death when my heart just gives out entirely. August. This month will be a relatively quiet one, the only notable thing being the release of Super Mario Party 2. But it's not Metroid or Pikmin, so who cares, am I right? Just kidding. A lot of people care about Mario Party. September. This is another exciting one. Early in the month, Nintendo will reveal the Switch Plus in a video unceremoniously published on their YouTube channel, as seems to be the standard for these things. The system will be a Switch with slightly beefier hardware inside, boasting faster load times and better performance on supported games. We'll all wonder what supported games means, but soon it will be clarified that games only need a very simple patch to take advantage of the new hardware. The thing itself will be the same size as a standard Switch, but with a bigger screen and smaller bezel. We will be very pleased about the idea of running big games with fewer compromises, but we'll also be disappointed to learn that the screen is still only 720p. The Switch Plus will be set for release in November on the same day as Breath of the Void, and Nintendo will lean heavily on the idea of buying the two together, much as Nintendo did with Majora's Mask 3D and the new 3DS XL. There will be a lot of marketing material comparing how the game runs on the standard and Plus models. The system will come in at $350, while the standard model will be reduced to $250 and the light model's price will remain the same. If all that isn't exciting enough, we'll also have the final Nintendo Direct of the year. This one will see the reveal of a few games. The first will be the next mainline Kirby game, dubbed Kirby Star Force. It'll play like a traditional Kirby game, only with shoot-'em-up mechanics and sequences at the forefront. The game will be set for a 2021 release. Midway through the Direct, we'll get another Smash Fighter reveal, and it will be a customizable Monster Hunter rep. I know I've predicted this one before, twice now. I'm sorry, but I can't stop predicting it. It's just too perfect. The series has been huge on Nintendo systems. There's already an entire Monster Hunter boss in Ultimate. It's got to be a thing. So this is the year. This is the year it finally happens. Then at the end of the Direct, we'll get a reveal for one more game. The trailer will begin with puppies on a white background. They'll romp and play and chase a ball, and the viewer will be led to believe that perhaps this is the reveal of a new Nintendogs. But soon the ball will roll away, and a giant animated dragon will run on screen and grab it. He'll chew on it for a bit, then fly off. This is Nintendragons. It's a virtual pet simulator where you hatch and raise up giant dragons. Much like Nintendogs, you can pet them, buy them toys, wash them, play with them, and teach them tricks, only you do it all using Joy-Con motion controls. You can take part in all sorts of activities, many of which include flying your dragon, again using both Joy-Cons to hold the reins and steer. Nintendragons will be set for a February 2021 release, and we'll all be like, huh? Okay. Beyond the Direct, September will see the release of No More Heroes 3. October. This month will mark the release of both Pokémon Eternal Diamond and Boundless Pearl and the big DLC pack for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. The latter will see preposterous download rates and go on to be Nintendo's #1 highest selling piece of DLC for any game. November. This month is when Breath of the Void and the Switch Plus will drop, and despite needing to prepare for the very busy holiday season on YouTube, I will lock myself in my room with Zelda and my new Switch Plus for 3 weeks. Food deliveries will be appreciated. December. Finally, we come to the end of the year. Here we'll see the release of the Xenoblade Chronicles Remaster, and the final announcement will come at the Game Awards. It'll be another Smash Fighter reveal, and this one will perhaps be the wackiest one of all, Master Chief. They didn't stop with Banjo, folks. We'll learn that Microsoft pushed hard to get Master Chief in the game, and by George, they did it. Against all odds, we'll see him punch and slice and blast the other characters, though he'll mostly use very visibly energy-based weapons like the Plasma Pistol, Needler, and Energy Sword. He will be the final fighter in the Final Fighters Pass because you know what? They've gotta stop somewhere. So that's it for this year's predictions for next year, but now let's take a look back at last year's predictions for this year. That's not confusing at all. You'll have to watch the video for the finer details, but here are the major things that I predicted. First, I predicted that a sequel to Super Mario Maker would be revealed right off the bat, and I was completely right. It was the first game revealed in the first Direct of the year, just like I said. I was wrong about the name. I said 2.0 instead of just 2. Also, I predicted the same thing the year before that, and a Mario Maker on Switch felt pretty inevitable, so it's not like it was a huge shot in the dark or anything, but I'm still gonna pat myself on the back for it. Go me. Next, I predicted that Nintendo would give us ports of Pikmin 3, Wonderful 101, and Super Mario 3D World, and very unfortunately, we received none of those. It's actually kind of weird. After 2018, I thought Wii U ports were going to be a super regular thing, but the crazy flow stopped suddenly, and now we're sitting here waiting for the last handful of games to come over. I predicted that Yoshi's Crafted World would be commemorated by the release of a special little Yoshi amiibo set in a little diorama box. That did not happen, and in fact, the game didn't come with any special amiibo at all. Pretty surprising. Their amiibo releases have become weirdly spotty. Okay, now here's the big one. Last year, we knew that a new Animal Crossing was in development, but we didn't know a single thing about it. I predicted that it would be called Animal Crossing Island Life, and that it would take place on an island. I specifically said that the customization that you have in your house will spill out into the town. I was completely right about all that. New Horizons is on an island, and you can drop furniture wherever you want and do all sorts of stuff with paths and flowers and trees to beautify your town. I mentioned some stuff about making your town a better tourist attraction so NPCs will come and visit, and if any of that is true, we don't know it yet. I also did get the name wrong, though. One of Nintendo's promotional videos is called Welcome to Island Life, which is amazing. I'm actually not going to pat myself on the back for this one, because if I pat it as hard as I want to right now, I'll hurt myself. Sorry, let me just bask in the glow of being so right for a moment. Okay, that was fun. Let's move on. Next, I predicted a giant chunk of Super Mario Odyssey DLC acting as something of an experimental Christmas release, this one based on space and called Beyond. Yeah, I honestly don't know why I leaned so hard on the Odyssey DLC predictions 2 years in a row, but I'm done with them now. At this point, if we get DLC instead of a full sequel, I will be pretty darn surprised. 2019 was a whole year of Smash reveals, so naturally I had me some predictions about those as well. Monster Hunter was a no, for now. Crash was a no, Waluigi was a hard no, but Banjo was a yes. 1 out of 4 ain't bad, huh? Next up, I predicted that the new Pokemon games would be called Pokemon Leviathan and Colossus. This was me not quite catching the fact that the theme was already essentially covered in Ruby and Sapphire. I mean, based on the Pokédex entries for Kyogre and Groudon, they're not that big, even in their primal states, and my whole thing was that the box legendaries would be super duper duper massive, so it's kinda different. But I can't deny that thematically, the whole Leviathan and Colossus thing is what Ruby and Sapphire were going for. So I'll admit, it wasn't the best prediction. At least I can take some small comfort in knowing that no prediction of mine regarding a new Pokemon generation will ever be accurate, so no harm done, I guess. My next prediction was that Star Fox Grand Prix was real and that it would be revealed in 2019, and that is not a thing that happened, so I was wrong. I predicted that we would get a teeny tiny tease for Metroid Prime 4, and instead the game was scrapped and started over, thus dashing our hopes of even getting so much as a glimpse of it for another few years at least. Happy birthday to me. I also predicted that we would get a tease for Bayonetta 3, and we did not. It seems that Platinum is taking their sweet time on that one. I'm starting to wonder why they chose to announce it so far ahead of time. It's been 2 years now with literally nothing. Weird. Finally, I predicted that Luigi's Mansion would release in October, which wasn't the most crazy prediction in the world, but I was right. Right on Halloween, even. See, I would have predicted a Halloween release, but that sort of thing almost never happens the way you think it should, so I didn't think it would this time, but that's exactly why Nintendo did it that way, so look who's got egg on his face. So in the end, I'd say I didn't do too badly. I mean, even one really solid prediction coming true is almost more than I can realistically hope for, and I got that with Animal Crossing's island theme. Then I got Mario Maker and Banjo. I'm gonna say that's not too bad. Will next year's recap end up being just as not bad? Or perhaps even less bad? Or maybe all the way bad without a single correct prediction? We'll just have to wait and see. In the meantime, you've got a job to do. Head on down to that there comment section down there and let me know what you are predicting for Nintendo in 2020. Make it weird and wild. Make it kinda safe. Make it somewhere in the middle. Do whatever you want. It's Christmas. Thank you for watching. Have a great day and happy holidays. Well, Christmas cheer and silver bells.